Welcome in, everybody. I'm Joey. We're taking the Mini online today, and we're going to see if I can survive in some of these A-class lobbies. And right off the bat, you can tell we're in a lobby with just a bunch of high IQ scholars, because this hellhole off the start is a pretty darn good representation of how the rest of this race is going to go. And so is that Viper just totally cutting the corner and sideswiping the Porsche up front. So we're through turn one, pretty much clean on my end. I let everybody go by, and oh, we've got someone off the track. Oh, it's a Prowler. Oh, the memes are in full effect at the first race in the episode here at Hockenheim. It's going to be a great one. We've actually got another Prowler up front that just kind of went off into the grass on his own, and then further down the straight, the Mustang on the left side is just going to pull over and just push me off into the grass. One of the Prowlers comes flying through into the Mustang, and then the other one with the Shelby Cobra comes and collects my ass, and we go off into the sand. The first beach vacation of the episode. What an absolute joy. I couldn't think of a better way to start the video. It's this type of good, clean racing that just brings a really big smile to my face, and we need some clean racing because this Mini weighs about 1,800 pounds, and it's got about 330 horsepower, so the acceleration is off the charts, but if I get tapped, I'm probably going to go flying. This thing will take flight. If you put some wings on it, it probably would, or if you gave it a Red Bull, either one would probably cause it to lift off of the ground. We've got a Porsche ahead and then another one off the track, just rejoining at the weirdest of angles. Clearly a Harvard grad. The IQ in this lobby is just off the charts. It's so high it's causing me to actually lose brain cells. So we're through the final turn and heading towards the line to complete lap 1. We're in 12th place. It looks like first place is about 15 seconds ahead. That victory will be in large part, of course, thanks to the Prowler. I just will never be able to wrap my head around what was going on in the Plymouth offices when they were naming that car. You know, the engineers probably... We're gonna have to take another look at that absolute massive hit. The dude came out of nowhere. The Prowler, living up to the name, lurking in the shadows far behind, stepping on the accelerator, reaching 500 miles an hour, then slamming straight into the vehicle and demolishing him and himself. Absolutely legendary play. If I hadn't used up the Sports Center top 10 meme in the last episode, I probably would have used it here, but we'll settle for the massive nuclear explosion instead. An absolute job well done. Claps from the commentary booth. Absolutely incredible stuff here. So we're coming through the S's, and I was having some trouble kind of judging where the Porsche behind was braking and starting to accelerate, and obviously he was having some trouble with me as well, as we made a bit of contact there. But we're skipping closer to the end of lap 3, getting behind a German in another old classic vehicle. The Porsche still close behind. So we're going to have a little bit of deja vu to last lap as we enter the 90-degree right-hander. Porsche pulling up alongside, getting the move done, pushing me right back down into 9th place. Coming around the double apex here, the Porsche is going to force the old classic car, the German, into a bit of a spin, and then going into the left-hander, they're going to make a bit more contact, slow each other down. I'm up the inside of the German. He's got the inside for the next turn, though, and I'm finally going to get around him up into 8th place. So we're all kind of swapping spots here. I didn't end up losing any positions net-wise, you know. Started in 8th place, started the lap in 8th place, and we're going to end it just kind of flip-flop positions between the Porsche and the German behind. Approaching the last few corners, am I going to be able to make the move to get up into 7th place? Let's find out. The Porsche a little slow through the S's, and coming up to the final turn, he's going to pull away a bit, and unless I get a really good run out of the final corner, he's probably going to be able to keep 7th place, and yes, that is how it's going to end, sliding it across the line. The first race of the episode is going to end with us in 8th. Gained about 12 places in that one, started in 20th, not a bad deal. We're over to Catalunya, and looky here, there's a Prowler. Again, it's the same lobby. Let's see if we get any of the same carnage out of this one. Locking up the brakes into turn 1, never a good idea. Turn 1 at Catalunya is usually an absolute mess. This time around, it doesn't look too bad. We do have a Camaro sliding into us from the left side, and then out of nowhere, he's going to swipe across us from the behind. Not a good move, considering I'm in a Mini, and any touch from a Camaro that probably weighs more than an elephant will send me into the barrier. Luckily, no major contact there. We do have a Porsche up the inside around the carousel. Going to have to give him the space there. A good move from him, not making contact, unlike our friend in the Camaro. Dropping into the hairpin now. We've got a couple cars on the inside. That's going to keep me on the outside, but I've got some good traction. The Shelby Cobra is going to try to rejoin the track after having gotten involved with the sand. Luckily, no major issues there, but the Porsche brakes way too early. The Plymouth Prowler out of nowhere rejoins the track. We're going to have to take another look at this one, okay? Now, look at what happens in between these two. We call this space, right? In this space in particular, you can basically fit a fucking solar system. But what does the Prowler do? He just takes up the whole fucking solar system, slams straight into the Porsche, and shows us how to properly fuck up a rejoin up the hill. He even gave me a push into the Shelby Cobra and nearly pushed us both off. All this fucking Prowler shenanigans really reminds me that I forgot to finish my tangent on how in the world the Plymouth marketing department came up with the name The Prowler. Like, could you come up with something that sounds any more related to a child predator? Like, I don't think you can. And if that was the aim, then they absolutely hit the nail on the head. But I digress. We pick up the race again, closing in on the end of lap 1. We passed Genius number 1 in the Prowler. We've got Genius number 2 in the other Prowler up ahead, but we actually just passed. He's going to send a dive bomb up the inside, which was a fairly good move. No contact was made. He kept the position, and down the straight, he's definitely going to have the advantage, unless he goes for another beach vacation in which the advantage is absolutely gone. On to lap 2, and a bit further down the straight, I have a look behind me and we see evidence of a man getting brutally rammed into the barrier. Who could have done this? I think I can make a pretty damn good guess who caused all that shit behind me, but we move on. So I ended up catching 5th place, but I just kept making a couple of mistakes that put me farther back. So up the hill and around the right-hander, dipping a couple tires into the sand, and then pretty much deja vu on the second lap, just not in the same place. Stepping on the power just a tiny bit too early, and that's a big mistake in this car because once you get on the power, it really straightens the car out and you're gonna go off the track. So we're going to end that in 6th place. All right, heading to Japan, we've got Suzuka up next. We're going to let everyone by again, drop down into last place, or at least almost last place, because we got a couple of degenerates fighting it out right at the start. Typical stuff, and honestly, nothing really important happened this race other than this guy flying off into the distance. And then I caught up to the Prowler, and the battle of the epic meme cars begins. And so the games begin. This will be one for the ages. It will go down in history. Probably not, it wasn't really that good, but I'd like to imagine it will. So we've completed the S's and we're on our way towards the Degna corners. Let's see if we can get the upper hand through there. On our way through Degner 1, gaining just a tiny bit under braking. Around Degner 2, gaining even more under braking, but just kind of having to evade the Prowler as he went through the corner. All right, around the right-handed kink and up to the hairpin. I get up alongside him. He goes way too deep. I go for the cutback, accelerating out of the corner, away from him, and we get the move done. And I thought the battle was over, but it wasn't. The final turn of the final lap, guess what? Prowler out of nowhere. Yep, I should have seen it coming. I should have looked behind me and tried to evade it, but I just was not thinking about it at the time. It didn't really end up affecting much, though. We're going to cross the line in 6th place. So we didn't get the overall victory, but we did get the win against the Prowler. That's a big-time win in my book. We'll take it. We're over to Lime Rock now, and Lime Rock is one of my favorite tracks, especially to commentate over in these videos because all the turn names are literally about as straightforward as they can get. This one here, turns 1 and 2 are literally called the Big Bend, and I'm pretty sure this is just called the left-hander right here. Yeah, it is. I'm checking my notes. It is just called the left-hander. Is this the right-hander? This is the right-hander. What do you know? I've got to say, we've got some unsportsmanlike conduct going on through the right-hander, though. Smoke everywhere. We've got a problem, though. The chicane's coming up, and you know what happens at the chicane. You get pile drive.
All around me are familiar faces.
This chicane is just a toilet. One big piece of shit forgets to brake. Next thing you know, the toilet's clogged, and you got to go get the plunger out. Here's this idiot going into... Oh my god. Forza, what are you doing? I don't know, he's had enough. He probably also got hit coming into the chicane, and he's just decided to end it all. Oh, wonderful. So we finally finished lap 1 here. At one of the shortest tracks in the game. It's taken me over a minute to complete a lap. Absolutely incredible stuff here at Lime Rock. Coming into the Big Bend, turn 1, we've got the move done on the Ferrari on the outside. Back onto the accelerator and letting the car naturally extend out to the opposite side of the track. We're going to skip forward though. Still lap 2. We got a Ferrari also meeting his end in the chicane. Another guy in some muscle car looks like also met his end in the chicane as well. Fast forwarding on to lap 4. It looks like we've caught up to a group in front. I'm in 7th place. We've got an Alpha close behind. Coming into the left-hander for the 4th time. Looks like we've got another Alpha up front, maybe a Datsun, and, well, the Datsun just got involved with something else. I couldn't quite see what it was through the smoke, but the Datsun is going to fall in behind and then make a massive move up the inside into the chicane. Fair play to him, good move, no contact was made, and I just have to settle back into 6th place. The Alpha is trying to make a move up the inside, not going to get it done, surprisingly, because the handling and the acceleration combo on that thing is off the charts. Another Alpha is off on the left side of the track, maybe his buddy, and that just about wraps up lap 4. So we're going to move ahead to lap 6 into the chicane for the final time. Looks like everybody's going to get through okay, except for the Alpha that passed me earlier. He's into the barrier, and we steal 6th place from him. So something weird's going on here. We're in 6th place on the 6th lap out of 6 laps. So clearly, Satan is involved somehow here. And I think he might be driving the Porsche up front, because around the final turn, he's just going to push the muscle car off into the grass. The guy in the red car is just going to stay there, trying to beat him across the line. It doesn't look like he got the job done, though. I think the Porsche kept that 4th place. We grabbed 6th place, and that means we haven't gotten the podium yet in the episode. We're going to try to change that here at Nürburgring, the GP circuit, up through turn 1. We've got a couple of guys off into the sand, but usually there's a lot more crashing going on there, so I think we can consider that a success. It definitely was position-wise. We grabbed about 8 spots, now 9 spots up into 6th place, so some good stuff there. We're in a battle with the NSX and the Camaro on the outside, turning right into the hairpin, taking a much better line than our opponents there, propelling ourselves down the straight and catching up to the Corvette. Applying the brakes about where the road kind of diverts off into the barrier, approaching the Corvette, gaining just a tiny bit through each turn around Ford curve. The Chevy-made Vette is going to spin the back tire, so clearly Ford is working some dark magic on the Vette. Coming up on Dunlop curve, braking again kind of where that road diverts off into the barrier. Those are some good brake markers for those 2 corners. Accelerating just maybe a tiny bit too early out of turn 8 and hurling towards the Schumacher S. Let's see how the Mini Cooper can handle it. Getting up onto the barrier, that might have lost me a 10th or 2, but all things considered, the Mini handled it just fine, and we're into 4th place, so we've definitely got a chance at a podium. On the road down into the chicane, I take it relatively clean, definitely taking a bit of the curb, but judging by the markers behind, I don't think the Corvette took it all that well, and then proceeds to just push me wide through the corner. I stick with him on the early part of the straight, but like I said earlier, the top speed of the Mini isn't quite there, and the Corvette is definitely going to win out in that regard. We'll just have to see if I can get the move done through the more technical section of the track. Around turn 1, he cuts the corner quite a bit, which gives him bad drive out of the corner. I easily take that position with the acceleration of the Mini. back up into 4th place. This is a dream start for lap 2. Making our way through the stadium section now, he makes a pretty ridiculous move up the inside. There was just no space there. You just can't do that, man. But he ticks me off even more at the next corner, where he goes for another move up the inside, and I assure you, it doesn't work out for him. I'm pissed off, and this has to end. So I see an opportunity to very kindly show him where the sand is. It took all 1,800 pounds of Mini to push him even 5 feet to the side, but luckily it just pushed him off enough. And then lap 3 comes around, and guess what? 3rd and 2nd place are in a little bit of a battle up front, and they absolutely send each other into the sand. I even get caught out watching them and also go into the sand. So I'm up into 2nd place. We wanted the podium. We've got a chance for it. They're not all that far behind though. It's the final lap through the Schumacher S. Let's give it all it's got. The Mini suspension is crumpling under the pressure of going over these curves. I imagine in real life the suspension probably would have been crushed like fists to soup crackers, but we're living in fantasy land and we're trying to get the Mini Cooper on a podium, so let's just forget about that and get down this straight. Taking a look at the gaps in the bottom left, we've got QC Dan 99 closing in. He's already gained a couple of tenths down the straight. All right, we're seeing the braking markers on the right side. Braking at the second one, into the chicane we go. He's already up onto my ass. I am shitting bricks right now. Okay, he wasn't as close as I thought he was, but seeing that yellow indicator pop up on the screen throws me off enough that through the final turn, I lose the Mini. I've lost it, and I've lost 2nd place along with it. The Alpha is going to go ahead and start defending me as if I had a chance to get the position back down the straight. But I'm happy because we finally got the Mini onto the podium. It's a 3rd place, could have been a 2nd, but it's a 3rd. I'll take it. And that's going to do it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, and if you want to see more of my content, remember to subscribe for future videos just like this one. All right, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, everybody.